Good day and welcome
A stiffy
to
for
a
Smithy.
GTA video which is called a Stiffy for Smithy.
Oh, this is. I love
it's a
these
rocket
rocket
one.
cars.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
either fan recommended or fan made tracks on our subreddit. So thank you very much if you have been submitting. And I'm dead straight away.
What the fuck? Who got those rockets so quickly?
Well, you killed me.
What?
You,
How? There was rockets.
You killed me straight away.
I don't know how that happened.
Well, you fucking did it!
I did. Whee! Oh my god.
Oh,
Fuck.
Christ.
This is so
God.
confusing.
Jesus.
Oh god, what's happening? Where am I? Am I going the right way?
Oh shit!
I feel like I'm going through like a time tunnel.
I don't really know what's going on.
What time? What year is it?
Ah,
What year?
too slow
Oh
for
fuck.
Mo.
Oh fuck. Which time that?
Shit.
Talking of rockets, guys.
Go on.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah. What about
You
it?
seen it?
Not yet.
No.
No.
Okay,
Why? Is there a rocket in there?
I've seen it.
Well, that's good. Like, was it? What's?
Rocket is one of the. It's the raccoon.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the first one in a long time. I've forgotten all the characters' names. There's.
You got Garona, you got Drax, you got Star Lord.
Well, you keep forgetting Gamora's name.
Because I keep thinking Garona from Warcraft. Because they're both green,
right,
and
yeah.
they both have Garo
Yeah.
in the
no,
name.
I could see why.
Are they both played by the same person as well?
Nope.
No, that's
But it's-
actually.
I mean, they look very similar too.
Yeah. Right.
Essentially the same character. No, they're not. Very
Oh my god! Jesus Christ, Rotimus, you're wrong. You're so wrong.
I know.
Fuck. I spun out again. Whoa.
You gotta stay
But yeah,
tight to it.
The one thing I noticed that isn't spoilery
Go on.
is they did an amazing job with the raccoon, like CGI.
Yeah, well, that was the
looks-
first one was really good as well.
But the second one, holy
better.
shit! The way they do the hair and stuff, it's just like that's a real raccoon. That's a
Is it
real
like,
raccoon firing
like
that
Sully
gun.
from
Unsullied.
Monsters Inc. Well, because his
well,
fur and stuff looks amazing.
Yeah, they had like render farms just for that fur.
Yeah,
It's
it looks
nuts.
incredible.
Well, but if you watch it now, it does show its age, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, but at the
Each
time
hair
it
had
was
its own
really
physics,
sexual.
which was
It
nuts.
I still think it looked pretty
Very-
nice.
Oh yeah, they did the whole like cartoony simplification of it, like
Oh, right.
classic Toy Story style.
That's so Toy Story, trying to
That's
make cartoons.
classic.
Those fucking assholes.
That's
Those
why they,
assholes.
You know,
Make a
that's,
realistic film, nerds.
that's why they went for the aesthetic of the toys because
Hey, Buzz!
they could get away with like dead behind the eye looks.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can
because
see.
their technology wasn't quite ready for pixel
Wasn't up
perfect
to scratch, huh?
real people. This is a clever
Christ.
aesthetic, really. Come on! Yes! I made it. I'm glad CCF's played Dirt
Jesus.
2 though. That just came up on my screen.
What are you talking about?
Just some Steam pop-ups, didn't I? It's just nice to know what people are up to. This is quite a long track,
How am
Rock.
I still second?
Yeah,
I'm-
it was supposed to be 4 miles.
Oh, oh God, I'm tumbling.
This one's called, just called a Stiffy for Smithy, which
Wow.
really has no bearing on the actual track itself.
Maybe it's a big penis and we can't tell.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
You're riding a big dick this whole
To be
time.
fair, there are lots of ups and downs,
Oh, wow, okay.
loopy parts.
To be fair, all the road is rather stiff.
Rocket
Oh,
me
there's 2
over.
fucking laps, Ross. Why'd you do this?
Yeah, that's.
Why'd you do this
the thing
every
that
time?
I didn't know, Trot.
What do you mean you didn't know?
I didn't
You
know
know the
how
length,
Yeah, I know the length.
and you keep fucking
4
up.
seemed reasonable because there's a really short one in this.
It
That's
was-
why.
No.
I was like, well, there's a short one coming up apparently. So I thought, well,
There's a short one. Put the laps on that one.
Nah,
That makes no
Nah.
sense.
nah. You never know, Trot. You never know if it's just like a point to point.
Well, you do. It
It
tells you. if it's
shows
point
you
to
the
point.
length,
No, no, the tracks
and
don't.
it tells you
before
if it's point to point.
It tells you if it's point to point, but I think the thing is with this is because it's a vertical track, it only counts miles linearly. So it says, it's
Oh,
only 4
right.
miles, but in reality, because there's loads of verticality, I'm not sure it counts it properly.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem.
Probably
Because 4
counts-
miles normally isn't very long in a straight line in this game. I think.
Well, it's 6.28.
I think he was caught out.
It's all right. Look, it doesn't matter. All right, guys.
It does matter.
does
Enjoy
I
the
mean, it
track.
does matter.
Enjoy
but
the track, though. That's the thing.
I'm
Just
enjoying it.
enjoy it.
I'm enjoying it twice, Ross. Now.
If you don't like it, you can tell the fans to never make them again.
Fucking cry their way to the bank.
Please don't die. Oh God. Oh, I'm really fucking rolling down this hill.
Oh, yes.
No!
I survived it.
Fuck off!
Yeah.
You.
S my fucking D.
I think I've definitely DNF'd this one.
Really?
So far behind you guys. I didn't really.
Shit. Fuck, I fell short. Am I second now? Yeah, I'm second. Jesus, Trot. Wow. I never know whether that's E.T. or Star Trek.
That is E.T.
Star Trek.
And
That's Star Trek.
No, it's not. It's E.T.
it's E.T. If you came across an extraterrestrial being, would you go through the actions that the little boy
There's
in E.T.
protocol,
did?
Ross.
Do you think?
What does he do?
It's government
Well, he like,
protocol.
hides him, doesn't he? He keeps him in his like cupboard for a bit as well.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, like,
Oh, fucking, I fell short again.
then those guys come around and
You know
they're
what's
like
gonna happen,
fucking
Ross.
scary shit.
Yeah, there's
And
scary
they set up
guys
all the
coming around.
tubes, which I think look
But-
like a lot of fun.
If you came across that alien being, I think
Yes!
you wouldn't want to hang out with it, would you?
Oh, it's grotesque, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'm not
fucking
one
weird.
to judge by looks, Ross.
No, I mean not in terms of like you're like you're like, oh, it's going to ruin my street cred. More of the danger element of the fact you don't know what the fuck it is. Or
Yeah,
like,
it could have all
its
sorts of
skin
illnesses.
could be I don't know.
Also, could have all sorts of
word.
amazing diseases that we've got no resistance to.
That's what I was
It more
trying
than
to say,
likely
yeah.
will.
Merely touching its skin could be acidic.
Well, it's just
So-
like when
well, it's like
white people went over to like native to America. Like
Yeah.
we fucked up the native population by giving them all loads of illnesses they had no resistance to.
Also, there's so many frogs out there that are poisonous just on their skin. You know.
Yeah, fucking
Like,
frogs.
E.T. could be just like a frog.
Yeah, the real problem here is frogs.
Frogs are a real bane.
do you think you'd ever lick a frog?
Yeah, toad licker.
Like
Toad
a big
licker?
old
Mate,
toad?
you never know. It could turn into a handsome prince.
Yeah.
And we all want a handsome prince in our life.
Do you think there's been many cases of
Toad lickers.
people licking toads because of films? Like
Fairy
maybe kids-
tales?
Maybe kids coming across one in a park or like there's a pond nearby. And
Yeah,
just pick
probably.
one
Yeah,
up and go,
probably.
I mean, it's a legitimate
It's something
thing.
kids would do.
Crazy to me and stuff.
It's a legitimate thing to lick toads. Like that is actually a way people get high.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be like one of those kind of
I've been licking
witch
toad before
doctor-y
this.
kind of cures, right?
Not cures. It would. I mean, they literally
This will
get high
cleanse
off
the
of
soul.
toxins. Like the there was a thing in I think it was in China recently where a guy died
China.
because they found a load of
say it properly.
frogs in a swamp, and they thought they were bullfrogs, but in fact they were a toxic frog.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he died or was in hospital or something because
Shit.
of the frog. So just don't eat random frogs is the moral of that story.
Yeah.
Don't eat frogs at all, really.
But I mean,
could have a
bullfrogs do
whole
look
diet without frogs in it.
Have you seen a bullfrog in flesh?
Are they nuts?
They're fucking massive.
Big, aren't they?
bastards.
They're big
They're
bastards.
huge.
I know
Big
the
old
company,
toads.
bullfrog.
Well, they're not toads. They're frogs.
Oh, mate,
Toads
you
are really fucking
tumbling
big.
I don't know.
like a
Bullfrogs do
bitch.
look like toads.
Would you
Jesus, Ross.
They are toads.
Just casually having a conversation where you fucking corkscrew down that ramp.
I made a mistake. All right. I made a small error.
Yeah, have you guys recently talked about
Oh, this is the bit that fucked me last time.
the big old jump?
Yeah,
I know,
because I twisted off of it. several
I just did a
times.
fucking awesome move then. Jeez. I managed to fuck up and then spin through the air
Go
and
on.
dodge through a hole. It was
No,
fucking-
but don't hold it
it was
back. Just tell us.
beautiful. Have you finished, Trot?
Yes.
Oh,
Ages
bastard.
ago. Enough
Fuck
to eat
you.
my dick.
You're going to do what? Did you say you were going to eat a dick?
I finished.
You've only
Ross.
got the shaft and the
How
balls
far away
left.
would you say you are?
Oh, miles away, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably. Look, I made a few mistakes. Made a few risky plays at the beginning. I'm not proud of them, but it happens.
Oh, aren't you proud, you little bish?
Because I'm at the back.
Well, that is a good
You've
one.
got
Failing.
10 seconds, Ross.
Yeah, 10 seconds to just enjoy the rest of the track.
Stop saying the word enjoy. You're not enjoying yourself.
Fuck. What's the matter? I'm crying.
I lost!
Yeah, fuck you!
He's so yellow, he matches his car.
You. Racing yellow, mate.
Bridge bikes! This is a bridge thing with the bikes, and the bikes are on the bridge. Look at Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, it goes fucking mental.
There's only one lap this time, guys. Didn't go crazy with the
done.
laps.
Well done.
That's my bad last time. I apologise
Left or right
profusely.
there? Right. Oh, it's a bit of a trolley map.
Wait, weapons are on, bitch. Weapons are fucking on.
Christ.
Oh my god.
What?
Whoa! Shit.
Are you supposed to go down there?
I don't
Maybe.
know.
Oh
Right,
my god.
sniffer.
I got something else.
What have you got in there, you bastard?
It's a bogey.
Oh, it's bogey.
I've got a big.
I had a tenner on bogey.
I had a big fucking bogey up my nose. Gonna dig it out with fucking spoon.
What can I say?
didn't-
Oh!
I didn't make the bridge, that's the problem. No.
Cry me a river, dick tears.
I know what they are.
What are they?
Nice.
Jism.
Jism. A little pot of jism.
I saw that fucking hole, you trolley
Harry,
bastard.
put the jism in
The boy who
the cup.
jizzed.
The boy who jizzed.
Too far.
Pop it in the cup.
Snape.
And use your Oculus to wank off while seeing Hermione and Ron kiss.
CG.
You pervert.
That's so
yes.
hot.
Gandalf. Hold me up.
120 frames per
Gandalf the sex offender. All new Gandalf the sex offender. Only on E. So it's a reality show as well.
8-9C Mountain Time. BST.
Mountain
Time.
I've really fucked that
Exclusively
up.
on
All new
Tuesdays.
Gandalf. Sex offender.
Sex offender.
Gandalf. What if?
Yeah.
God,
In our new What If series.
God.
What if Gandalf was a sex offender?
Harrowing new evidence brought to light shows that Gandalf was in fact a cross-genre.
You find it odd that like J.K. Rowling keeps like throwing out hints and random kind of like bits
I had
of
to
lore.
unfollow her. I had to
really?
unfollow her.
Why is
'cause
that?
Her Twitter is banal.
Why?
It's
I
just
don't follow
some
her,
of her opinions on the world
Yeah.
are just so... I don't know, she's in her own little fantasy world.
Why? What'd she say? Give
What
us
makes
some
you say that?
examples. Give us some examples, Trot.
Harry Potter.
For example, I don't think she
You're a blizzard,
looks
Harry.
at all the information before talking about it, and she's quite happy to just talk off the cuff, so to speak.
like we do.
Like us.
Exactly like us, except she.
Before we've researched.
But I don't have the chance to unfollow me.
Well, yeah, true.
But yeah, it's the one thing that pissed me off was
Go on.
the whole PewDiePie thing, and she just
yeah.
saw an article about it that was super. That article in and of itself was
Took it as
uninspired and what's the word? Unresearched.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she just took that as fact and said, "This is why."
But that's it's the
YouTube's so
same
shit.
situation as like years ago when the whole Russell Brand drama about.
Yeah, calling up that guy's daughter.
Ultimately, yes, it was distasteful humour,
But
and
it's
they
like-
apologised for it. But,
yeah.
but it was shown to an audience that would never watch that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And then their opinions are suddenly involved,
And people are just
and they're
skimming
like,
the
"Oh, this
surface
is distasteful
of the
and
information.
crass."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they
They
were
don't
doing it for years before that. However, now it's in a different demographic.
Suddenly there's outrage.
Yeah, something's outraged. So
I imagine-
it's the same situation with
yeah.
that. I think.
The amount of people that took up arms about that whole situation didn't even listen to the phone call.
Yeah, well, that's it.
They just heard the news,
saw that
read the
They
articles,
knew the offence that was
the opinionated
made,
articles,
and then,
and
I
then
guess-
had the same opinion.
To play the devil's advocate,
Yeah.
I'm in agreement. I think that they were just being who they were expected to be. But playing devil's advocate, you could say like, well, I don't care about the atrocities going on in this country because I haven't heard about them. And as soon as I do hear about them,
yeah.
I will care about them,
no,
and that doesn't
definitely.
change the fact that those atrocities were bad.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
saying that a larger audience sees something suddenly
Yeah.
changes the fact if it was wrong or not. I don't know. I don't really
it's
know
not
how.
It's not that it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's that
There's misinformation.
something,
it was-
something that
it
might have
is
been
wrong
played
in a
off
way,
as a joke.
isn't it?
Something
Yeah,
like
that's
for example,
true,
PewDiePie's content was
Yeah.
pulled out of context.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't seen his content before, that's all you've got to base on.
Yeah, and
And that's
J.K.
your opinion is
Rowling
formed around that
formed
article.
her tweets as if he was a neo-Nazi
Yeah.
because the article said so.
Right.
And that's what annoyed me, is like she clearly didn't read any more
But
than
ultimately,
that.
that's probably more
And
down
then
to
made a
the
public
fact the
opinion.
journalist's fault than
Journalists wanna
hers,
get
if
clicks.
anything.
It
But,
doesn't help that. Well, I guess it's her own opinion, whatever. But
yeah.
she's got a big.
Ross, have you only just started the second lap?
Oh, I finished.
Oh. Why
I'm
did I
really-
come second?
I'm really far behind.
Oh, right.
Trot's there he
I got
is.
stuck on this bit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's,
I find it interesting when comedians say, like, really, like, outlandish, especially people like
Yeah.
Frankie Boyle, for example. They
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
like, really horrific things, and then they're like, it's comedy, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, I want to believe that because of the things I say, and I like, some of the stuff that I say. It's like, I'm only joking, it's a joke.
It's a
like
nice
the child-
catch-all, isn't
the
it?
child snatching thing, for
comedy.
example. Like, obviously,
needs to clarify that
like
one.
people snatching children is terrible and horrible and awful.
But that's it though.
but
Ultimately,
I'm also joking, but then again, where do you draw the line? Like obviously,
When
what
you do it, I
PewDiePie
think that's the
did,
line.
and what, where do you draw? The line? I think with the Russell Brand, Jonathan Ross thing from years ago now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, they called up this older guy who was a celebrity, I think, and they spoke about how Russell Brand had slept with his daughter.
No, John and Ross screamed into the microphone, "He fucked your daughter!" And then everyone was like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing?" And then basically it was just like an off the cuff, shouty joke that whether it was true or not is
spontaneous.
I think it was true.
Sure.
But yeah, I think.
But then it wasn't like something they were like, "Oh yeah, we're being a cunt to you for a reason."
Yeah.
It wasn't in spite. It was like an off the cuff, silly joke.
Yeah.
Very distasteful. Sure.
Yeah.
But they've been making.
But when
silly
it's
jokes
true
all
about
the time.
somebody or when they target something like that, I think what PewDiePie did was very much like it was
parody.
It was against a race of people or a group of people,
exactly.
less direct. Like for example, there's a whole series on Netflix right now or Amazon called Dear White People.
Oh yeah.
Which is
I think I've seen
it riffs a little bit on the comedy of people just race relations essentially, and it has some truth to it. It's also a comedy. Where's the line? How do you draw the line? I don't know.
There isn't a line. That's the difficult thing.
The line is when someone gets offended and shouts about it.
But is physical harm the only real line?
I don't know.
No, I think talking about and joking about the act is very different from doing the act, right? So you saying you're a child snatcher is you joking about the fact that you could be, but you're definitely not. When you actually do start child snatching, I think that's when the line is drawn.
But yeah, so talking about, so that's what I'm saying. So is physical action the only line?
If you actively avoid that conversation,
because obviously if you're saying something to hurt someone, on purpose, and then go, "Oh no, it's just a joke," that's clearly not funny.
Right.
But the moment you make it into a character, maybe role play as one of these people in a scenario, it's a setup. It's a setup for a punchline.
That's a difficult line to draw, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, and that's where people get into trouble because the line is so difficult to perceive.
I don't think there should be any lines drawn, personally. That's my opinion.
It's just down to your own personal taste of humour, I guess. And then obviously,
and it's down to the individual.
I think you can dislike a person and say they shouldn't have said that. That's fine.
But I don't think that's
equally,
enough to stop the person from
talking. I don't think you should infringe on that person's
censorship.
Because America's built on free speech, right? And ultimately, if you stop free speech, which is essentially comedy as well, then you also have inciting racial hatred as a crime, right? Yeah,
so to incite racial hatred, you could also argue, well, it's free speech. I think there are sub elements to free speech,
is it?
But context is key, though,
comedy,
right? Context is key in these scenarios as well.
Yeah.
Because if I said...
Perhaps that's the context then.
Because if I said, "Oh, everyone hates Jews," that, that's different from me actually just saying it in a legitimate tone and with a serious voice.
Same
and
as
looking
swearing.
into the camera going, seriousness.
No, but you should really...
Because you could pull it out of context easily.
Hating that race.
Yeah, exactly. Or
So meaning really.
Yeah,
meaning and build up of the joke, setting the scene, making sure that.
Yeah, but that's a lot of rules, Trot. But
you could
just be a bad comedian.
But more of it comes out
comedian.
naturally, doesn't
Could be, yeah.
You could be a bad comedian.
And then that's why more people get offended and you have less of an audience. That's fine.
Because obviously, essentially, PewDiePie drilled in the joke for too long, and it came to a point where it wasn't even fun anymore. It was kind of like a funny little, childish gag where he.
It all depends on your goals. If you want to have wide appeal jokes that don't offend many people, you won't say these things. But if you want to speak your mind and not care who listens to it, then
because he's in a position where he doesn't really care.
Shut down for
no, he doesn't care. He doesn't need to care, really.
50 million subscribers. He could say anything.
I think he was testing that boundary. Crushed maker.
I almost feel like he was just testing that boundary.
Yeah.
To a degree, with just the crassest humour you could think of.
Well, with what Trot was saying about how delivery and stuff is important, which I think it is important in order to get your jokes across. However, that in itself is a bit ridiculous in that if you're a charismatic enough guy, you can get away with it. And people do, and they do.
Not charismatic enough, but
it
also
is
clever.
Essentially, clever. Yeah, exactly. So charismatic, clever,
But that's just human nature,
it is just human nature. And
if you
people who are that means offensive and being offended is human nature and changes from person to person, and therefore you can't quantify it.
It's subjective,
It's subjective, and therefore saying a person has a right not to be offended can't be quantified.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, so what? Basically,
so
is the answer to being offended.
Yeah, so you can offend anyone with that thinking, which is I think is true. It has physical evidence in the real world.
I think so long as you, in and of yourself, are sure of what you're saying and are clear in your delivery and stand by your opinions, then people can get offended or not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because we make a lot of off-color jokes, I mean, Smith saying he's a paedophile is
child snatcher
is an off
and the
colour
delivery.
No one knows what I do with them.
If he was legitimate about his tone when he did it, rather
that's
than
shock
screaming
humor, though,
and
isn't
making
it?
funny
That's
voices.
like
shock humor.
It's literally just us saying stuff.
If someone
like,
took that seriously and decided to like go down the route of getting you investigated, that's where it's just like they've not taken the joke. They found it offensive.
I think we're in a bit of a
like,
privileged position though, because it's like people are listening in on three guys having a conversation with each other, trying to out like
if the wrong
other.
type of person listens in, that's where it changes, right?
Like your parents.
They're not necessarily the wrong type of person.
No,
though.
but in terms of the person who
opinions.
wouldn't watch that anyway, right?
Oh, I forgot about the jumpy thing.
And then they're listening to this content and they're thinking, hang on, this guy might actually be
a
paedophile. He's saying it so often.
Also, is a person who snatches a child actually a paedophile?
Well, not okay. Sure, a child snatcher then.
But ultimately, that's their
you never
wrong
know. Well, yeah,
for not doing the research and not understanding the joke, I guess.
But it could still escalate from
They
there.
perceived the joke wrong.
Yeah, and then I guess ultimately, as we learned ourselves when we went to Thailand and stuff, it's about cultural respect.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
in a way, cultural
sense,
respect.
Like,
yes.
If you don't want to go to jail,
but at the same time, we're all human beings. We're all we're all the same, really.
Yeah.
And I know cultures exist, and I can't deny that. Yeah, cultural respect. I do practice it, but at the same time, really, I don't think it should be that way. I think that
it's all based on.
I think people should
it?
experience everything they can.
Of course, but like if we're like, for example, we're in their country.
But if you can do it without,
you said in one of the videos, for example, that you were worried that
get locked up.
We were going to do something like that's going to get us arrested just by
accident.
Doing something that we would be used to in our country.
That's because in their culture, certain things that you would say would get you in jail, and that inhibits our fun. So we may as well not say it. There's no reason to say it.
But that's kind of bad, though, right? I think most progressive, educated people would say it's kind of weird that you only hold hands.
It is, but do you want to go to that degree, or do you want to just have a fun holiday?
No, yeah, of course, yeah. I'm not going to go and be militant everywhere I go, but I can still say it's wrong.
And that's how cultural normalcy happens, because no one really wants to rise up against it.
And that's the importance of multicultural society as well, is either respecting them, and everyone can do their own thing, and that's fine, and everyone's just going, do your own thing, that's cool. I prefer that. Because if somebody wants to be religious and do their own thing, that's fine.
Yeah, but it should be allowed to coexist within one society, not create multiple societies with different rules.
Right.
I think that's important. Yes, freedoms to do whatever you want should be, there, within reason, as in...
Without hurting someone.
Doesn't harm other people.
If it's not harming somebody else or restricting somebody else from their freedoms...
Yeah.
I think it's
fair game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What if I start wanking in public? Because that doesn't harm anyone.
Well, it depends if someone feels like you're abusing them in some way, or
there's something I do and my family does. And
well, I could say that I don't like that, and therefore I'd like to express my freedoms by, I guess, asking you to go and do it somewhere else. And if you refuse,
I can't finish with you shouting in my face like this.
It depends where you do it, isn't it? Yeah. I guess there's rights on property as well. Like property's a big thing. Property's a big thing in philosophy. Yeah. Like property was a big thing in philosophy, talking about who has domain over certain areas. Like say we're in a completely free society, and Trot comes over to my front garden and starts wanking, and I go, I don't want you to do that here, and he goes, well, I'm free to do it, I want to.
Yeah.
Well, then you go, wait, hold on, this is my property, this is my domain. Like,
I'm not hurting you.
Exactly, he's not harming me. I'm being offended. It's my own perceptions which are harming me, really. Like,
you don't like seeing dick,
and then that's when laws come into play.
Particularly my dick.
And that's what laws are for, isn't it? For like certain social restrictions,
property,
to protect property and to protect, I guess, people from potential harm. Because if you do that in front of a child, that's pretty fucked up.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, again, that's
really
cultural normalcy, Ross.
Yeah, that's cultural normalcy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like showing a naked person in front of a child, is that...
It's like if a child saw a man pissing against a wall, you'd be like, nah, doesn't matter. But
I'd still
wanking,
be like, well, that's a bit...
Oh, that's bad.
How young is the child that is watching a dude pissing?
If I was a kid, like, like 3 or a kid or whatever, walking down the street with my parents or guardian, and I saw a man pissing on a wall, I'd be like, oh, and then that'd be it, really, wouldn't it? Like
your instinct is to
look
whether
away
through
or
cultural whatever is to be like, oh, that's bad. Don't want to show.
But wanking, definitely, wanking, be like, oh my god, this is horrific.
Because
but really, they're both just bodily functions.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Again, like that's maybe because of where we've been born and raised.
Yeah, it's a cultural norm. Yeah. It's a cultural norm.
Maybe there's a beautiful paradise out there for me where everybody's wanking on the streets.
Yeah.
And it's normal.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope so. I'm going to
Amsterdam.
If anyone has any...
Go to Amsterdam.
You can't wank on the streets and everything, can you?
Well...
I'll try it.
When you go past the glass windows, you can have try and get a free show. I'm just going to do it right here.
We'll never go right there. Well, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe
Public
and like the
wanker.
video. Will Trott become a public wanker anytime soon?
And will we defend his rights?
We I defend to the
Don't be
death
offended.
his right to masturbate.
You don't have to watch!
You don't have to watch. I'm just doing it here. Use your eyes elsewhere. Right.
Sweet.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.